This is Woman on Fire Unfiltered, episode number 31, Watchers, Critics, and Other Background Noise. Welcome to Woman on Fire Unfiltered, the podcast for fierce, fearless women who are done shrinking, silencing themselves, or squeezing into anyone else's idea of acceptable. Each week, we dive headfirst into the raw truth of who you are, the power of saying no, and the radical courage it takes to own your voice without apology. Anywhere, everywhere. If you're done playing polite, done waiting your turn, and more than ready to live out loud, you're exactly where you belong. This is Woman on Fire Unfiltered. Hey there, welcome back. Today, we're talking about something that happens the moment, and I mean the exact moment, you decide to stop playing small. Picture this, you finally take that leap. You raise your voice in the meeting. You share your work publicly. You step into that bigger role you've been eyeing. You do the thing that scares you but calls to you. And then right on cue, like they've been waiting in the wings with popcorn, they appear, the critics, the skeptics, the self-appointed judges of your audacity. Who does she think she is? Where did this sudden confidence come from? Does she really think she's qualified for that? Today, we're diving deep into the watchers, the critics, and all that other background noise that shows up when you start living out loud. And we will discuss why their noise isn't a stop sign. It's actually confirmation that you're on the right road. When the peanut gallery shows up. Can we talk about this for a minute? The second you step outside the neat little box everyone's comfortable seeing you in, suddenly everyone becomes an expert on your life. They whisper about your sudden confidence, as if confidence is supposed to announce itself with a formal invitation. They dissect your qualifications like they're conducting a job interview you never applied for. They fold their arms and literally wait for you to fail so they can say, "See, I knew it." Here's what I need you to understand. Critics are not your audience. They are your background noise. Think about it like this. When you're tuning into your favorite radio station, there's always some static, right? That static isn't the station trying to tell you something important. It's just interference. The critics? They're the static that proves your signal is reaching farther than the boundaries you were told to stay inside. Let me introduce you to your cast of characters. These watchers come in so many flavors. You've got your tall poppy cutters, you know. The ones who literally cannot stand to see anyone grow beyond where they started. Then there are the gossipers who would rather pick apart your choices than make any brave ones of their own. You've got the naysayers who have appointed themselves as defenders of the way things have always been. And oh, my personal favorite, the longtime watchers. These are the people keeping receipts, just waiting for their "I told you so" moment. But here's the thing that'll blow your mind. They're not really watching you. They're watching themselves through you. When I was writing my audiobook, So What? Let Them Watch, which you can grab on Spotify, by the way, I spent months researching why people feel the need to tear down women who dare to rise. And what I discovered changed everything for me. Criticism reveals way more about the critic than it does about you. When your success provokes an attack, it's never actually about your actions. It's about their reflection staring back at them in the mirror of your courage. You know what tall poppy syndrome really is? It's ancient and it's predictable. Cut down anyone who dares to rise above average. Your growth becomes this mirror, showing people exactly what they could do but have actively chosen not to. Or crabs in a bucket if that's your thing. Anybody, any crab that tries to rise above gets pulled right back down into the bucket. And here's the part that'll make you feel a little sorry for them. Some of these people have built their entire identity on being just slightly ahead of where you used to be. Your rise threatens the whole story they've been telling themselves about their life. Your liberation literally feels like betrayal to them. Want to hear something that'll flip your perspective completely? The louder the critics get, the more precise your breakthrough becomes. Think about it. Invisible people don't get criticized. Small players don't attract commentary. People who stay in their lanes don't generate gossip. Criticism is literally cosmic confirmation that you've already crossed a line worth noticing. You don't get watchers until you exceed the boundaries that were meant to contain you. Their attention, even when it's negative, especially when it's negative, is proof you've become visible in a way that cannot be ignored. I want you to start thinking of criticism as the sonic boom of your acceleration. When you push past the speed of expectation, you create waves. Some people experience those waves as inspiration. They see what's possible and they're energized by it. Others experience those same waves as disruption because your movement forces them to confront their own stillness. Neither response defines you, but both responses confirm you're moving. The watchers are simply registering the shockwave of your ascent. Their commentary is just evidence that you've broken through ceilings they still believe are permanent. Let's decode what they're really saying. Every single critique carries a translation, and once you learn to read between the lines, its power over you disappears completely. When they question your confidence, what they're really saying is, your growth exposes my stagnation. When they doubt your qualifications, the translation is, your courage disrupts my excuses. When they predict your failure, they're actually saying, your success would force me to confront my own choices. Their criticism is their autobiography, not your biography. They're telling you their story, not writing yours. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. Words can sting, especially when they come from people you thought would support you. But once you truly understand that critics are just narrating their own limitations out loud, their opinions lose their power to define you. You don't need perfection to be worthy of taking up space. You don't need universal approval to be valuable. You don't need their recognition to prove your significance. Their inability to see your worth reveals only their blindness, not your lack of anything. The critics will always hum their tune. That's just what they do. But here's your power. You decide the volume. You can turn it up until it drowns your ambition and stops you dead in your track. Or you can turn it down until it becomes what it really is. Background static to your breakthrough. Your actual audience, the people who actually matter, they're not sitting around critiquing your every move. They're too busy building their own dreams, creating their own magic, cheering you on from the sidelines, and expanding their own worlds. They're too busy actually living to waste time tearing other people down. The ultimate plot twist isn't silencing your critics. That's impossible anyway. There will always be someone with an opinion about your life. The real power move is out-singing them. Every eye roll becomes proof of disruption. Every whisper of doubt becomes fuel for your fire. Every prediction of failure becomes evidence that their imagination for your life is way smaller than your reality. The watchers think they're writing your story. In truth, they're only adding soundtrack to your success. While they're watching, commenting, and criticizing, you're becoming. And that right there is the difference between critic and creator, between audience and performer, between the one who comments and the one who dares actually to live. So, the next time someone questions your audacity, remember this: their discomfort is not your problem to solve. Their limitation is not your ceiling to accept. Their fear is not your reason to shrink. Let them watch, let them talk, let them wonder. Because while they're busy being the audience to your life, you're busy being the star of it. And if you want to dive deeper into turning that criticism into fuel for your fire, grab my audiobook, So What? Let Them Watch, available for download now on Spotify. We're just getting started with this conversation, and I promise you, by the end of the book, you'll be thanking your critics for the confirmation that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Keep that fire burning. The world needs what you're building, not what they're tearing down. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to Woman on Fire Unfiltered. If you felt called out in the best way, share this episode with someone who needs it. And why not give us a rating while you're at it? And hey, don't forget to check the show notes to grab your own copy of the So What? Let Them Watch audiobook on Spotify now. Follow us at Woman on Fire Unfiltered for your regular dose of fire and inspiration.